Hello, happy Golden Rule Day. Hope everyone has been enjoying this day, remembering and thinking about treating others as you want to be treated. That incredible law of reciprocity that allows us to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes and acknowledge their experiences and how they see life and how they're treated. Hopefully, this has been a day for you to reflect on how things are developing in your life and how you can be able to apply the golden rule more into your everyday activities. I surely believe that the world will be a better place if we all believed and try to use that an ancient rule that you can find in almost every sacred text and in almost every civilization throughout time, as a basic principle of how to behave. Anyway, so we are supposed to have a panel right now discussion with a couple different artists about anti-racism in the arts, and sadly, our panelists would not be able to make it this time. So we wanted to at least share with you some of the videos that we were going to show during that panel, so that you can have some sort of like I guess a couple more songs for you to reflect on things, especially with the environment and in the world, when it comes to racism, and for us to recognize that it's very much ingrained in every system, and we need to be aware and conscious of it so that we can create safe spaces for all people of all races, no matter their origin. So hopefully, this little compilation allows you to, think a little bit about those things. And again, happy Golden Rule Day. We're truly grateful that you joined us, either through the programming on Zoom or now through social media. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and hopefully, we'll see you soon again.
Welcome back. I wanted to take a moment to answer a viewer email we got tonight. Heidi says, can anyone please tell me what this trend of thinking is all about when a person can't say all lives matter? All lives do matter, don't they? Well, Heidi, of course, all lives are supposed to matter. And given that very truth, that also means Black lives matter. But I have to tell you, it certainly doesn't feel that way. I've worked hard to get here. I went to good schools, got good grades, tried to do good in the world, never been arrested. But it's scary when I read headlines like this in a major newspaper. Getting killed by police, a leading cause of death for young Black men in America. I'm 34 years old, and it doesn't feel like all lives matter. When I know I've spent my entire life smiling and doing everything I can to somehow account for the fact that I'm a dark-skinned Black male, to make people feel at ease that I'm not a threat. It doesn't feel like all lives matter when folks who look like me are 2.5 times more likely to be killed by police than white people, according to a study conducted by Rutgers University School of Criminal Justice. It doesn't feel like all lives matter when a man who looks like me can be killed by police over $20. It's beyond disturbing.
Please, please, I can't breathe. Please, man. Please, somebody help me.
It doesn't feel like all lives matter when a plea for help is ignored by the very people sworn to protect and serve. And the sad thing is, this is not the first time this has happened. Practically every year it happens again. And so people from all walks of life and all races and backgrounds have joined a movement to remind folks Black lives matter. Responding to that cry for justice, that cry for equality with all lives matter is like saying things are already equal, things are already just, and we know that ain't true. Sure, we've come a long way. I'm here tonight all the way from Birmingham, Alabama, once known as Birmingham, because of the many people who stood up and cried and prayed and marched for a better day. Well, guess what? The march toward better continues in communities all across this country with one simple message: Black lives matter. Martin Luther King was a preacher man. He fought the system and the Ku Klux Klan. Served his time down in Birmingham. Fighting all his life, he never raised a hand. August 28, 1963, he said, I have a dream for equality, for brotherhood and justice for you and me. This ain't a Jim Crow society. The civil rights movement was a type of revolution. Open up our minds to conscious evolution so we could pave a way to a common solution. Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream. Dr. King lived a life of meaning. He wanted to prove he wasn't only dreaming. He'd come to those who'd gone astray to teach that there's a better way. He said, let the golden rule be the rule of thumb, to love each other, everyone, so we can win the war on hate before we find it's too late. Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream. Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream. He said, unity is the great need of the hour. So when we come together, we will surely have the power. Unity is the great need of the hour. So when we come together, we will surely have the power. It's a long road ahead, we got work to do for all oppressed people, Muslim or Jew, rich, poor, black or white. We need to walk a path to light. Coretta Scott King was his foundation, a loving wife who helped her man rock a nation. So we sing in celebration, Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream. Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther. Oh, Dr.
Yeah, this one is dedicated to the King, Martin Luther King, our civil rights champion. Understand me, no man. And this one is dedicated to all the people all over the world, to every man and woman, every boy and girl, to everyone who believes that equal rights and justice should apply to all, regardless of our color, class, or creed. This one's for Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier, Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior, Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader, Martin Luther King. This one's for him. Well, just like MLK, I have a dream today. And like Bob Marley, I got so much things to say. Hey, wanna talk about empathy, equity and equality. Wanna talk about ending war, I know to end poverty, how to end racial hate and police brutality. Cause where there's no justice, soldier, there can be no peace. Seems like humanity is in a state of emergency. We need more ethical leaders with a sense of integrity, like Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier, Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior, Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader, Martin Luther King. This one's for him. You see, there are so many problems, and we need some solutions. Yes, let's get together now and start a love revolution. And we can't stop, no, we can't slow up. We gotta keep pressing on. If you can't run, then walk. Can't walk, then it's time to crawl. He said, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Darkness can't drive out darkness. Only light can do that. He said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I've decided to stick with love. Hate is too much to bear. He said, you can kill the dreamer, but you can't kill the dream. We see unconditional love will rule in eternity. He said, the time is always ripe to do what is right. Lord, I hear the voice of Jesus say, don't give up the fight. He said, where do we go from here? Chaos or community, my people. Instead of fighting each other, show some unity. He said, we fight injustice with civil disobedience. So speak up, don't be silent, and always remain non-violent. Yeah, let's work it out, don't fight it out. Come on, everybody, let me hear you sing it. Let's work it out, don't fight it out. This one is for the king. Let's work it out, don't fight it out. Come on, everybody, one more time. Let's work it out, don't fight it out. Yeah. This one's for Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier, Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior, Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader, Martin Luther King. This one's for him. This one's for Martin Luther King, our frontline soldier, Martin Luther King, our peaceful warrior, Martin Luther King, our civil rights leader, Martin Luther King. This one's for him. I have a dream. One day, this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created
Oh, excuse me. Let me just close this right here. I'm happy to show that we have here one. Hi, Antoinette. How are you?
Hi there, Pato's coming. He's just finishing up another Zoom.
No
Yeah,
worries.
he was teaching the kids. Sorry, I didn't see your email until just now. I've been
No
waiting for it. I
worries.
was looking for it every single day.
Yeah, that's so strange. No worries. Grateful that you're here. And honestly, we only have maybe like a 5 more minutes of this time that we have this panel. But I was wondering if there's anything that you would like to say as far as, so we try to focus this panel on anti-racism in the arts and how the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated, allows us to put ourselves in somebody else's shoes, and how
Hmm.
that can become a very powerful stance. So, oh, there's Pato. Let me just add him right here. Hey, Pato, how are you?
Very good. I'd like to also apologize. I didn't realize at the time, and I always teach the kids from 5 o'clock today, but hopefully we can have this discussion another time and really be prepared for it and promote it to all of our fans.
Yes,
Hmm.
absolutely, absolutely. And I was just telling Antoinette that we have maybe about 5 to 10 minutes of this discussion, but we are celebrating the Golden Rule and Golden Rule Day. Treat others as you want to be treated. And this panel, we wanted to focus on like the anti-racism work that we can do and how as we apply the Golden Rule and put ourselves in somebody else's shoes, we're able to advocate for others. And so I don't know if any of you would like to add something to that or any thoughts that come up to you.
I'd like to
I
let Antoinette go for it right now.
he sees I'm chomping at the bit because this is totally my thing. We have an organization called Stand Up for Justice that it's here in the state of California, but the work that we do is global. And part of the Golden Rule, which is very exciting, we just did a show maybe right before we left for the UK at a school, and it was an elementary school, and the teacher actually was playing the song, the Golden Rule of Pato's song, for a couple months. So these kids were waiting in anticipation for us to come and perform this song. So when he asked the children what the Golden Rule was, every single kid knew exactly what it was. Now, when we go to different schools or different places, some of the kids know, some of them don't have any idea, and it's not actually something that every parent teaches their children. That's why through arts and through music and through education, they can all understand it. Every single one of those children wanted to sit there and express how they can do the Golden Rule. And then because we have an issue when it comes to critical race theory, there's
Mhm.
all these super PACs and everything that's fighting against, and people are trying to figure out, Pato, you might want to mute, or because there's an echo feedback.
Oh, there's a little echo feedback. Yeah.
My
You,
Yeah.
my mic's muted.
Okay. Anyway, with these issues that's happening within our local school boards, like where we live, everybody's freaking out. They're like, the church is starting to step in because now they're trying to get the people. We got to retake our school boards because they want to teach critical race theory within the schools. And I'm trying to let them know, it's like we don't need to fight the way that they're fighting. You know, it's not even about that, because while the adults are sitting there trying to work on their politics and their games, we still have an opportunity to teach the children. All we have to do is teach them the Golden Rule and to sit there and show them the diversity within their classrooms. So this is going to be one of our initiatives, actually, is to sit there and like reach more classrooms, go back into the schools and let them see, there is a lot of anti-racism, because we are one of the blackest bands out there in a majority of these white schools. So I think that's pretty exciting, because they get a chance to sit there and see something they haven't seen, in case they haven't seen black people or people of color or Mexican or Asian or something. They can actually see that in a very well-rounded band. And the parents, the after we did the school, all the parents started coming down to where our venue was. They're like, all the kids are talking about Pato. We want to see who this guy is and what was going on at the school, because all the kids are excited. So they started to come to the concert. So the children started bringing the parents to the concert, and then the parents are at the concerts now, and they get a chance to sit there and hear more about diversity, inclusion, anti-racism, because we're all going to spread the love, and we don't have to do it in a negative way. That's my 2 cents.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Antoinette. Pato, please, if you want to leave us with some thoughts on this as well.
You're muted, Pato.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Mhm.
So my main thought on this right now is that, you know, rather than for me focusing on anti-racism, I just want to focus right now, especially with young people, I want to focus on love. And I want to focus on the fact that we're all one family. So rather focusing on the negative approach to acceptance of everybody by everybody, let's focus on the positive, which is we're all God's children, brothers and sisters. And if you don't believe in God, let's have a scientific approach. We're all genetically related. You know, we're all biologically family, which is proven, you know. So we're all living on the same planet together. And in relation to racism, for me personally, in my observations over the years, it's really about maturity or immaturity. Mature people can look at all people and recognize we are different, but we're family. Immature people can only recognize the people on their level or in their circle as being worthy of being called family, you know. And these people need some love and they need some education, you know. So that is my approach right now, you know. We can't avoid the realities of separatism, racism, antagonism, bigotry, prejudice. All of these things are real everywhere. Even if you live in Africa and you're surrounded by only black people, there is a level of tribalism that borders on the edge of racism that causes genocides and people to be killed because they don't belong to the same camp. What we're seeing in Ukraine, you know, is happening not only in Ukraine, it's happening all over the world, but the focus right now is on Ukraine. But, you know, the world needs to understand that there needs to be more acceptance, there needs to be more understanding, and there needs to be more empathy and ethical behavior. Because, okay, I can understand that you don't like me because I'm different than you, but that doesn't mean that you have to hate me. That doesn't mean that you have to want to hurt me or kill me. You know, what is this underlying thread in humanity's behavior, you know, or some of humanity's behavior that wants them to kill or maim or hurt somebody that is simply different than them? So there needs to be education. There needs to be, what do you call it, Antoinette? Cross-cultural cross-cultural fertilization. We need to plant more.
Cross-cultural intellectual fertilization.
Yes, we need to plant more seeds, you know, and this is achieved through global sports like the Olympics, where different, you know, athletes come together. This is achieved through trade, where different business people come together from around the world to do business together. You know, this is also achieved by the growing multi-faith movement right now that brings different religionists from different parts of the world, like Parliaments of World's Religions, Unity Earth, things like that, that brings all these different people together to recognize that, hey, you actually worship a different God, but we're still family. We're still spiritual family. So it not only works on a race level, it works on a national level, and it works on a spiritual, religious level. And all of these levels, we need to just learn how to love each other more, respect each other more, and educate each other more about these issues rather than sweeping it under the carpet because we don't want to upset anybody. Let's talk about it, let's work on it, and let's make progress.
Wow. Thank you to both for seriously concluding this in the best possible way. And what a beautiful thing to really like realize that applying the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated, we should be able to put more love in this world, to put more understanding, to put more care for each other as the one family that we are. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody else that is watching us. Thank you for participating. Happy Golden Rule Day once again. We'll be seeing you next year on this project, and hopefully with more inspiration and more things to discuss to hopefully amplify our consciousness.
Felipe, we should not have to wait till next year to talk about the
Oh,
golden rule and these things.
absolutely, thank you.
Let's
The
do it
Golden Rule
again
Day,
before
the
then.
Golden Rule Day every day. It should be that way
That's
for
right.
sure. I'm talking about just this little programming thing that we have
Yes.
right now.
And thank you to Compassionate Houston. They said deeply meaningful and lovely statements by Pato and Antoinette. And thank you to Kate, who says, yes, thanks for this perspective, Pato. And thank you, Pato and Antoinette.
Thank
Blessings.
you everyone for participating. So happy Golden Rule Day, and we'll be seeing you soon.
All right. One love.